What's good, everybody? Oh, we got a little echo. Who was that? Let's see if that's Vince. Hold on. Yeah, that is coming from you, Vince.
You still hear it?
Testing.
You ain't got the last
Yes, it's still there.
I'll go in and come back out.
All right. Let me test everybody else. Say something for me, Janice. Chloe, say something.
Testing.
Okay. Yeah, it's coming from Vince. All right, cool. All right, so I let him come back in, but shout out to everybody joining us tonight. This is Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. So we got a full house tonight. We got Chloe on deck. We got Janice on deck. We got Vince on deck. Say what's up to the people, ladies. Say what's up to the people.
Hey. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm ready to get into this topic.
Oh, this is about to be one of them nights I see. Oh, man. I said, shout out to everybody rocking with us tonight. Let's say we are live right now on Facebook and YouTube as well. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Share out the show. Like I said, we want to get as many people to the platform as possible. Like I said, to make for some better conversations. You know, we got people of different age ranges and experience levels, you name it. So definitely share out the show. Like I said, we want to fill this thing up tonight because I feel like this might get interesting. Oh, they coming in tonight. Nina, what's good?
What up, though?
What's going on with you? All right?
I'm chilling. I was over here packing and I saw the topic. Like, let me jump on in and say 2 cents and jump on out.
Okay, I didn't see it. So I'm just going to wing it.
Okay, it's all good. It's right there at the bottom. I'm going to get into it, though. Shout out to, let's see, got Kenyatta checking in. She said, hey, shout out to Kenyatta. Shout out to my guy Donovan checking in. Man, they in here. Shout out to Ray checking in. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it's about to go down. Let me let Vince get back up on here. Then we're gonna
I'm like, where the fellas at?
No, Vince, he popped out. He gonna pop back in. But let me do this real quick while I'm thinking about it. Here's the link to the panel. So if you want to join us live, like you see right now in the feed, drop this in your device, your Google Chrome, Edge, whatever you use, an Apple device, whatever you got. Drop it in. You do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose. That is totally up to you. We always encourage you to keep it on for better show, better engagement. I'll also have this posted in both of the chat feeds, so you can catch it on the Kandid Konvos page on Facebook, or you can catch it on the Quay Price page on Facebook as well, and also the Kandid Konvos page over on YouTube. So like I said, just drop it in your device and come join us on the panel. Yeah, I don't know, Vince, man. We got a panel full of ladies tonight, man. How you think this about to go, man?
That's good. Hey, Janice, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
Let me introduce you, Vince. This is Nina right here. This is Vince. Just want to introduce you guys.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, cool. Let me do this real quick. Let's say shout out to all the ladies who've been grabbing up their Havana handbag. Shout out to the ladies. Yeah, I've been peeping that. Let's say shout out to everybody, supporting what we're doing on the show. Let's say supporting the Havana handbags and the Two Sons juice as well. So I just happen to have a bottle sitting with me right now. So definitely go check that out. I'm gonna throw the links up, as we get into the show. All right. Well, let me slide over to my brother Vince. Before we get on into this, you got anything for us tonight? Well, actually, you gotta have something for us tonight, Vince.
Yes, I do. I was requested to give a throwback, a redo. Givenchy, gentlemen, or as you properly pronounce it, Givenchy. Givenchy, gentlemen, very nice scent, very masculine scent. It gives you hints of honey. Oud wood.
What kind of wood, man?
The oud wood.
That hickory.
You crazy,
Very
man.
nice
You crazy.
scent.
You crazy, man.
This is definitely a PD.
Oh, that's it right there?
Oh, it's a PD, baby.
Okay, there it is.
What does PD stand for?
Yeah, what does it stand for?
Go ahead and tell me.
You know how to y'all love a good smelling man. Y'all, when a good smelling man walk past, you like, woo.
Facts.
Woo.
There
you know what I'm saying, don't you, Johnny?
That's true.
It is true.
That's true. That's true.
It is.
It will stop you in your
crazy.
tracks. Like,
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Well,
This
shout out
is
to
this is dangerous right here. I can't wear this everywhere.
okay. Oh, so
My wife
that's
wants me
that's that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay.
oh
All right.
Lord.
All right. Cool. Cool. Well, shout out to I know Kenyatta down in the comments. Let me see. I think that's the one. Oh, okay, that's the one she was waiting on, Vince.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Oh, let me do something else real quick since I'm thinking about it. Let me throw a little happy birthday shout out to my guy Donovan. He just had the birthday pop off.
Happy
seen him with his-
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I seen him out there with his cigars, getting his grown man on. So shout out to Donovan. Happy birthday to you, brother. I always appreciate you and Kenyatta supporting the platform. So I just wanted to do that real quick. All right. So let's get on into this. So the topic for tonight: are you the P in the dating pool? I'll run that back. Topic for tonight: are you the P in the dating pool?
Child.
So I'm gonna throw a little video up. We're gonna get into this conversation. I got some questions. So yeah, you guys let me know if you can't hear this when it plays, and we will go from there. So let me do this.
Court women, approach women. Men are typically expected to court women, approach women, ask them out on dates, maybe pick them up, pay for dates, make the first move, etc. What are women expected to do to build a relationship? So I'm talking about that initial stage. What are women expected to do?
Wait, so are we saying that like like he takes you on a date?
No, he's like, I so like when you're like, let's say like the first date, like usually on a first date, like a guy picks you up, like he takes you there and he's like expected to pay, but like what are like you expected to do, kind of like in these like dating like scenarios?
Just be yourself. Be yourself. Like are you expected to impress him? Do you want to do a party trick? I don't know.
I feel like
Brilliant. Come on now. Listen, there's a lot of women who don't know how to answer that question. A lot of women do not know how to answer that particular question. And if I could be completely honest with y'all, not being able to answer that question is one of the main reasons why y'all relationships or whatever you have with a man don't work. Because most women, they can't answer that question. They don't know anything about a man. They think they're supposed to just show up. And with that mentality, once y'all do decide to be together, now you're insecure because you don't know why he loves you. You don't know why.
All right. So topic for tonight: are you the P in the dating pool? Woo. All right, shout out to my guy Jeremy Holloway for that video. Definitely go check him out. He drops a lot of content on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So definitely go check him out, Jeremy Holloway. All right. So as you guys saw in the video, the gentleman asked the young ladies a question, when it comes to dating and essentially what is their part or what should they be doing in the dating process. And as you see from the sound effects, it was just crickets. Nobody could answer the question. Like nobody could give a clear answer as to what the lady's role is in the dating process. So yeah, I think this is a worthy topic of discussion, right? Because we hear this term all the time. Actually, I think Nina has dropped this term before about this P in the dating pool. But we got a situation where some of the ladies don't even know what part they play in the dating process. So we're going to go and kick this on off. I see Janice ready to kick it off. So I'm going to let her go first and we're going to get into it. Go ahead, Janice.
For one thing, I called BS on the video. Those were young girls. Those were really young girls. So that wasn't even fair.
You can't make this shit up.
You would ask me at 21, 22, I probably couldn't answer that either. So I feel like that was just a setup to make man look good anyway. Because they don't have to do anything during those girls don't have to do much during a date. Them guys are gonna date them. Yes.
Really?
Yes. They don't have to do much. They like 21, 22. So I feel like that was a setup. He ain't asked no grown woman. He asked some little kids. That's my first thing. That's all I'm gonna say to that. So those were little kids.
Okay. I don't know. Anybody else? Chloe, Nina, Vince. Let's say, 'cause I got some questions. I got some stuff to say, but I'm gonna let y'all kick it first. Y'all got anything y'all want to say at all?
Well, I mean, I want to say, so Janice makes a point. They were young women, right? They definitely were young women, and they probably don't even know themselves enough to even really understand. But with that being said, okay, you a little trigger happy.
That part, right?
But with that being said, it points to a bigger issue though, because let's just say we give them a pass, right? Because they're so young. But the problem is that a lot of those women, they never learn though. They don't get it. So then we can give them a pass when they're like in their 20s. But unfortunately, like there are some women who they still don't know. They still don't get it. So then what do we do about that, right? I feel like it points to the bigger issue of having these conversations and being able to educate, because I saw a video recently where a young woman was saying that some of us weren't taught by our elders how to carry ourselves femininely. Some of us wasn't taught to prioritize relationships over careers and education, at least at a certain point in our lives. But at a certain point in our lives, we should begin to prioritize those things before it gets at that point where now I'm rushed and I'm ready to make something happen anywhere with anybody, right? Like some of us have not been taught or exampled that. So that just brings up to me a bigger point. Like we need to be having these conversations. The first thing I will say is the understanding needs to be that what a man brings to the table, even in the scenario of him wanting to date you, is going to be different than what you are supposed to bring to the table. Even if when that man decides that he wants to date you, he already brings his P's. He's bringing the P's. He's bringing the protection and the provision on day one. I mean, there's a third P too, ladies.
I know.
But right now we're gonna talk about the two P's, because the third P is supposed to wait. So we're gonna talk about the two P's, okay? But I'm sure he got that third one for you too. But the two P's, his provision and his protection, they start even while he's dating you, right? This man begins to show you what he can do for you. This man begins to show you almost like audition, right, for you. Like he starts that right away. So as women, the things that we bring to the table, our ability to nurture, to take care of, to be cooperative, to be non-combative, to be friendly, to be all of these things that we are supposed to exhibit as feminine women, knowing how to live in our femininity, we are supposed to bring those things to the table. So yeah, what we're providing is completely different because we have different roles in the relationship. We have different characteristics. We have different, our whole makeup genetically, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually is different, right? So what we bring to the table may not look the same. It's not going to be that tangible. It's not going to be something you can hold or touch, right? Or taste, right? Where a man is bringing something that is a tangible item to the table. That doesn't necessarily mean that there should be devalue of one over the other, but it is different. And I think if we don't at least start there and understand, women first understand what it is that makes you you. Why are you important in the relationship? what should a woman bring to a dating situation and a marriage situation? Like what, I think that's part of the problem. I think some women out here don't know how to answer the question of what do I bring to the table? Because in their mind, it's always going to start from a place of masculine energy, because some women don't know how to present feminine energy to his masculine energy. So whenever we have this conversation of what do I bring to the table, or what is a woman supposed to do, we don't know how to answer that, because if it ain't our careers, if it ain't our education, if it's not something that we think is a tangible, because we feel like we need to match his energy. If he bringing picking me up, if he's bringing paying a bill, then what am I bringing to the table? Oh, well, I can do the same thing you can do, and we're not actually supposed to be doing the same things that a man does. We're not supposed to be bringing the same thing to the table. And I think that education, like that understanding, is missing in the current landscape. And I don't mean everybody, I just mean in general, because some people understand, where I still think there's a big group of people who don't. And I think that that's creating a problem.
Okay, I feel that. I'm not gonna let you off the hook though. I'm gonna circle back. I ain't letting you off the hook. I know Nina, Vince, you want to say anything at all?
I just wanted to say that I think a lot of it comes down to knowing yourself and knowing what you want. When you're dating, knowing exactly what you're dating for. Are you dating for intention to get married? Are you dating for the fun time? Or are you dating for? Because that would determine a lot of times what you know about what you bring in yourself to that situation. And I think sometimes, again, people are not taught how to date with intention. And a lot of times you have to learn that. I feel like also that, it comes with maturity. At 2021, man, I was a complete fool. I'm not going to lie. I was a fool at 21. Babies and fools, I was both. And and you really don't know yourself at 2021. I'm 43. And 43 me and 21, we're totally different. So, that's all I'm going to do it.
Okay. You want to say anything, Vince?
I just want to piggyback on what Nina said, and also bring another aspect as far as these. I've talked to a lot of ladies, 42 in my age range, that are single and want to get married and things of that nature. And I keep hearing this gender war issue with, Vince, you're traditional, or men are not like that. We're more, but then when I ask certain questions, it's not even, because you still want traditional men. Because if everything is even, then women should ask men out. Then women should pay for meals. A man should be able to move into your house with your kids and feel comfortable, and you should buy him a car and pay most of his bills. That would be even. But we don't want it that way, so it's not even. It's not. And then the lady at the end of the conversation said, well, I asked her, well, what are you teaching your daughter? And people kind of get upset with me because I ask the tough questions. I'm not going. And she said, well, I teach my daughter to not even go on a date with nobody that can't take her to a 4-star restaurant. I mean, this is a 22-year-old girl. So she's not looking for a man's character or what he's building towards. He got to take her to Eddie V's on the first date, or Fleming's. So after she said that, I just gave it a thumbs up. I was like, okay, he's saying all that is even, but now mind you, her daughter is very attractive. She graduated from college, but what are you teaching her that a man will want? She said, well, I'm not. I told her to even go on a date. So what average 22-year-old man can afford a $300 first date, a $400? Because that's what it is.
Very few.
Nowadays. That's what it is nowadays. I mean, when I was dating, $50 was a lot for a date. But now, if you go to Eddie V's, you get 2 drinks. That's $30. Y'all both eat $60 worth of food. $250 on the first date.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you don't want it even. So stop lying to us and to yourself, saying you don't want it even. You want it even for your benefit.
Facts. No, I feel that.
So to get back to what we said, yeah, I think that it must be intentional. It must be taught. I think I hear so many people say, "Man, I just waste." People hate to waste their time.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to our age, it's like you look back and you say, "Wow, I wasted time with that person. 3, 4 years, 6 years, just time wasted." So I think we must be intentional. So I do piggyback off Nina. That's why even with my grown daughter, we have conversations, and she said, "Well, Dad, you kind of told me what not to do than what to do."
Right.
And I said, "Well, I really couldn't tell you what to do because I was still in my madness. I wasn't married. I was dating and farting around. So all I could tell you was, the sex thing and this and that and other. But with my younger daughter, I'm gonna teach her what not to do and what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully she will always date with a purpose. She'll always date somebody who has potential."
That makes sense. Let me you want to say something, Johnny?
I was gonna say, just because I do date a lot, and guys do like to ask that question, but like as I'm getting more mature, I already have a list already ready to answer the question. I think that's good for like women or men to, when people ask you that question, have your list ready to be able to explain. That's just part of my little dating list I have. To be able to explain that question.
Okay, I'm about to circle that back. I ain't letting y'all off the hook. Hold tight, hold tight. Let me get some of these comments in. I'm coming right back to it. Let's see. So Kenyatta, she says, so at what age do you know? Yeah, see, Kenyatta, they think they slick.
Can I answer that?
I was gonna say I wanted to answer that too. I saw that pop up too. So
go ahead.
I mean, I feel like, so for me, here's the thing. I don't necessarily think that because you're young, you shouldn't know. That's not what I said. I said that those young girls, they are young, so we can give them a pass, right? Because they probably don't. But the reason why they don't is because a lot of young women aren't prioritizing those types of things. They aren't even really sitting down to think about, who am I? What do I want out of life? Like, what would the person that I want to be with look like? How should I carry myself? Like, you can see that in some of the, poor decisions that we make when we're young, because we're not even thinking that far ahead. Like, we're not even being, like Nina said, we're not being intentional. We're not even being intentional about our lives. Okay.
Right.
Like, we are not even being intentional. And I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm just saying that's the reality. That's what really happens. So yeah, I can look at those girls and go, yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know, because we don't think like that, right? Like, it has to come from somewhere. You don't just kind of automatically come out of the womb knowing that. It has to come from there. There has to be somebody that exampled that for you, or somebody that taught you that or showed you that, because at a young age, you have to either it's given to you because somebody before you knew better, or you learn through experience. So I can't even say what age, because some if you learn through experience, I mean, how long do you get it, right? Like, how long does it end up taking you to get it, right? That is going to be different for every person. But I think that if we start having these kinds of conversations, that the young people coming after us will start to think about this and be more intentional going forward. So I feel like that's why these conversations are important. But I wish I could tell you an age, but unless somebody is pouring into them to know these things, then they're going to learn through experience. And shoot, how long is it going to take them to do? Like, how many times are they going to bump their heads before they get it? Or what relationships are they going to have before they say, wait, and start to think about it? But I don't think that you should just be an automatic excuse. I don't think your age should be an automatic excuse. I think that you can know sooner.
Okay, let me get some more of these comments. Donovan said, how old is too young to be cultivated in life? Hold that thought, Donovan. I'm coming back to it, man. I'm coming back to it. Let's see. Don also said, Kevin Samuel said, young women are steered towards get an education, get the degree, then obtain a career all the time. They're missing out on the wife building skills of life.
That's true.
Why can't it be both? But why can't it be both though?
It should be both.
Samuels is one though.
No, why can't? And I gotta tell you this. I know for a fact that, especially the way I grew up, it was like, as a woman, is you do both. You get your degree, but also you make sure you got those skills at the same time. So it's, to me, I think there's been some I don't say miseducation, but I feel like, especially for Black women, we're told, get the education, get the degree, do this, clean house, take care of your man, be his backbone, be everything for him. And I think sometimes I think for some women, what's missing is still be a lady through all of it, And I think that part of the education is missing. I literally saw this on Facebook earlier today, and they were talking about how so many Black women are single, so many Black women, blah 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 blah, whatever. But I feel like something is missing, and I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but something is missing that's not being taught, especially to these younger girls that's coming up. I don't know I don't know what it is, but something is missing. It should be both.
Yeah, but I think, Nina, I think what is missing, like I said, so you make some valid points, right? But my question with that is that's not what we're hearing. Yeah, we're hearing a lot of ladies saying that they don't need men. So if they were taught that, they're supposed to take care of a man and support him and be a wife and all of these things, then why are they going around talking about they don't need men?
Well, let me say this though. Now, I'm gonna take back. I was on a show before and I said there's pee in it, there's pits in the dating pool. And one thing I want people to start doing is stop putting that negative vibes out there. Whatever you put out in the universe is gonna come back to you. So if you keep saying there's piss in the dating pool, there's no men out here, this, that, ever, that's what you're gonna get. You don't get that negative. You don't get that man who ain't crap, because that's what you're attracting. You gotta start putting vibes out there like, hey, this is what I want. I want this type of man. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. Keep speaking that into existence. It's gonna come to you. And I feel a lot of times, because of social media, because of, we do see a lot of negative, the positive is not being shown out there a lot of times. So people will go to negative before the positive. So that's fine.
Okay, I feel that. Let me get some more of these comments. Let's see. Keenan said, no one knows what they really want. Smoke and mirrors, the wants fluctuate. Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. I feel that. And then let's see. Donovan dropped one. Insanity is in the struggle, doing the same thing, expecting success. Now, that is true as well. Let me get Ray Cribbs. She also says, let's see, I was taught and told to do both as I was growing up, starting at the beginning of life. Okay. So let me circle this back. Let's say, I'm not letting y'all off the hook tonight. So that question that man posed to those young ladies was, what are you supposed to be doing in the dating process? So as a woman, what are you supposed to actively be doing in the dating process? So my question is, what is the answer to that? So from these grown ladies on the panel, we got Janice over here. So I don't know where the wine went. She'll put the wine down. Oh, there it goes. I said, we got Nina on deck. We got Chloe on deck. So as a woman dating a man, let's say, because I'm going to tie this back to the pee in this dating pool. As a woman dating a man, what is the woman supposed to be doing in the dating process? So we know what the guy's doing. He's got to come ahead, taking on dates, paying for dinners, putting his best foot forward, trying to show you some husbandly traits. So he got to be out here. He got some work he got to do. So what should the lady be doing in the dating process? Go ahead, Janice.
Well, since I, again, date a lot, the big thing I think women bring, we bring communication. So I got to listen to, like I had this one guy who's new to me dating him, and I got to listen to his problem from work today. I got to be nurturing, have empathy. I got to do all that stuff, which I probably don't care, but I got to do it, because that's what women do. We listen, we're communicators. We actually bring a lot of the joy and happiness in a marriage. Just for me being divorced, my ex-husband, we got divorced. He was lost. He didn't know how to go on family trips. He didn't know how to do this because that's what women do. We make a house a home. That's what we do. So that's what we bring for men. A lot of men are lost without. I mean, we're lost without them too. It can go both ways. You know what I'm saying? But we do bring that communication, that empathy, that nurturing, that love, and we make that house a home. And that's what women do bring.
Okay. I feel that. Go ahead, Chloe.
So to build off of that, yeah, we do. And that starts in the dating. That starts in the dating process. Like there should be no young lady who's dating a man. Let's just be okay. Truth talk. There should be no young lady who's dating a man talking about something. I don't cook. You don't cook, baby girl. If all you have is 2 recipes, two good recipes, that should not even be in your language. You don't cook, and I don't want to hear no more of this. Well, that's wifely duties. So let me get this straight. You don't want to cook a meal because that's wifely duties.
Wait. Hold on, Chloe. I'm a man that can cook too, though. We gonna go.
Let me finish because we talking about the women. We talking about the women. We're not going to deflect, and we not going to deflect. We talking about right now. So I don't want to hear that. Like it's so whatever that man can do, that's what he can do. But this is about your role. This is about what you bring to the table. This ain't got nothing to do with him right now. Because if you met a man that said, "Oh, pay bills," I don't pay bills. You're gonna be like deuces. So no, ladies, don't tell no man, "Oh, I don't cook." Like because you're going to want him to fulfill his role to the fullest extent. And I'm not saying you won't help. That's not what I'm saying. But you're still going to want him to fulfill his role to the fullest extent. So you should be able to do it too. Take some time, girl. Get a YouTube, Pinterest, baby girl. It's a lot out here now for free. So I don't want to hear that. Like, you should be doing that. And not only that, stop being so dang combative. Stop being argumentative. Stop being so damn sensitive. I know we women and we are emotional, but men don't communicate like we do. So you on a date and he say something, and it's not that he said something specifically offensive. You just didn't like the way he said it, his tone, and and now it's a problem. It's like men don't communicate the same way. So let's start by trying to understand who men are, what they like. So like Johnny said, she said communication. She said listening. That's a big one. Sometimes all men need is for you to listen to
a friend.
Today's situation, we can't. Men and my husband and I was talking about this the other day. Men take a lot out here in the world. They have a lot on their shoulders. Not saying that women don't, but we're not talking about women right now. Men carry a lot, especially as the covering. They carry a lot, and they're supposed to, and their shoulders were built for that, right? They were physically and mentally built to shoulder those types of responsibilities. But where do they go for comfort? That's what you do.
Peace. Right.
They go right. Women
comfort and peace.
Women set the atmosphere. And a gentleman said that. I just was watching a show where a gentleman said that. He said wherever women are, they set an atmosphere. So if she chaotic, it's gonna be chaotic. If she's peaceful, there's gonna be peace there, right? And that's true. And all of these things that are about us, especially when we are living in our femininity, and I'm gonna even go this far. Only when we're living in our femininity, because you cannot be all of that if you are not living in your femininity. If you are not living in your femininity, that combative nature coming out, the masculine energy coming out. All a man needs to do is do one or two things. It's coming, baby. It's coming right out. It's coming to the surface. And it's not necessarily about. I think our superpower is our ability to empathize. Our superpower is our ability to care. Our superpower is our ability to feel. So we should care. We shouldn't just. We should want to be their balm, right? That's their BALM balm. Like that's what we're doing, and that stuff is supposed to start on day one. It's supposed to start on day one. You don't just wait till you're married to display these things, because he can't wait until you're married to display his protection and his provision. Because baby, if you pay a bill, you're gonna be offended. Let's just be honest about that thing. You might have all the money to pay the whole bill in your pocket, but if he don't want to pay the bill on that date, you gonna pay it, but you gonna feel some type of way about that man. Let's just be honest about it. You're gonna feel a certain type of way unless you already decided in your mind, oh, I'm gonna treat him today, which is okay. That's cool. If you haven't already decided that in your head, and that man pop up and can't pay that bill, baby, yeah, you probably not even gonna really be fooling with him too much longer. Let's just be honest about it. So then why would we expect a man to want to deal with us not being able to carry out our role to the fullest extent?
Right? Say that.
Let's just be honest about that. If we're gonna be fair, right? Ladies, we always want to be fair. So if we're gonna be fair, we gotta look at ourselves first. We really gotta examine ourselves. Now, this doesn't mean that men don't have their issues and there aren't things going on over there. There is, but at the same time, how we gonna fix somebody else? And
we can't fix ourselves.
Like, fix your stuff. Fix your stuff. Fix your stuff, because I do truly believe when you fix your stuff for real, I'm not talking about hashtag soft life, because that's trash. I'm not doing that. That's trash. I'm talking about when you really actually live in your femininity, not when you playing pretend. That's what I'm talking about. And that's something that a lot of us have not learned. And yeah, that's why there is some pee in the pool. There is. So I mean, for me, like, those are some of the things that we are supposed to be bringing to the table consistently. It's not conditional. It's not only if he's this kind of man. It's not only if he's 6'6" and 6. It's not only if he can do this. It's not only if he look like this. This is who I am as a woman. So this is what I'm bringing to the table regardless. Now, if I sniff out that you ain't worth it, then I'm going to step back. I'm still going to come to the table with my best foot forward. Always. It doesn't matter what he's doing, because you still live in your femininity 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, regardless. No man should bring that out of you. That's just who you should be.
Okay, there it is. I'm gonna slide over to Vince, because I saw that reaction on your face, Vince, when this comment popped up. I want you to respond to that comment, man. So Ray Cribbs dropped a comment. She said she should be able to do the same thing the man can do, but be the lady. What you want to say about that, Vince?
This is what I mean by this gender role garbage that women are lying to themselves about. And I heard somebody say something about Kevin Samuels and how Janice responded. And I think what the brother Kevin Samuels did was he asked the tough questions. He asked the tough for men too. A lot of the clips and stuff where he was hard on men too. He's, man, get your together all the way around. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of ladies where he talk about getting yourself together to get what you want. But see, a lot of people keep saying, why can I get what you want? Because you're not giving what that person wants. By what I mean is I'm a very practical person. When I go anywhere, I'm going to see what they want and I'm going to give it to them. I'm not going to give them what I think they want. If I go buy a car, I know they want credit, they want cash, and they want a job. I'm not going to go in there talking about, well, I don't have no credit, but I have no cash, but I still want the showroom model on the floor. Y'all coming with no credit and no cash and want the showroom model on the floor, and y'all don't understand. Y'all keep getting the used cars. That's why you keep getting the used cars. You're not giving that person what they want. I understood, okay, I'm an average looking guy, but I understand, okay, if I want the one that I really want, I got to put the work in. Because the one that I really want got options. And see, y'all don't understand that. The guys that y'all really want have options. They real options. So you got to give them what they want to get what you want. And that's what the brother Kevin Samuels did. He said, okay, y'all want these 1% guys, but y'all want to look average. Y'all don't want to go to the gym. These guys got options. Just like a pretty woman. They never want to say how a pretty woman has options. A beautiful woman can get in the club for free. Y'all don't say nothing about that. A beautiful woman date men with money. Y'all don't say nothing about that. But a man who's making a certain amount of money and he want a woman that's looking a certain, oh, well, he got to take us how we are. No, we don't. You going to come how we want, or we going to pass you over and go to the next one. And y'all can keep getting them used cars. Now, if you want a new car, get your credit straight.
There it is.
Save you some money. And go in there and get the people what they want. And drive out there with their brand new car.
I don't know why I keep thinking Pinto.
Talk about I want a dime piece and I'm making $10 an hour with 5 kids. Talk about, well, I'm nice. Well, I can put that D down. How long that's gonna last?
That's not. I'm not messing with it.
She got doctors, lawyers, truck drivers trying to take her out, but I'm gonna come with some average old I'm me. That's the problem. You got to give people what they want, not what
I am the table.
Because this worth thing is a bunch of garbage too. The person who's buying picks what's worth. People say, well, I'm worthy. Well, if you're worthy, then you'll get what you're worth. People can put a car on the lot that their daddy gave them. Daddy fixed it up. Oh, this car is worth $50,000 to me because of the emotional attachment I have to it. But if I put a sign out there and people keep driving by and go offer me 25, then maybe it's worth 25.
Right.
Just because it's 50,000 to me don't mean nothing. It's what I can get for
it. Facts.
We have to be honest and stop with all this garbage because, especially with black women, we have told black women, y'all can just be anything. And it don't work for men. I look at these TV shows. These men is buff daddy, but they 6-pack. Boom, 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 6'4". You don't see no fat man on none of these TV shows talking about they sexy. They sex symbols. Take me as I am. Morris Chestnut, all of them. You don't see no fat guys on these shows. But you'll see the women, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just keeping it real. You don't see no average looking short men, short, fat, bald men running around talking about they sexy.
What is wrong with you?
I mean, they be saying it though. The truth be told, they say it though. They're very look. Some of the men, I'm just saying, for what I've experienced, there are some men out here who don't care. They're like, they know I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm bald, and guess what? I'm still sexy, and what? So I think
I'm not
a lot
talking
of
about
it.
What they think about. I'm talking about what they can get. They're not walking around with
some of them with their confidence, they will pull dime women. Truth be told.
Then they probably got some money.
That too. Money does make a difference sometimes.
Because that matters. Is that provision? Yeah,
well, I think just to respond to that though, I think that still falls into the minority, right? So we're talking about a guy who is probably not highly desirable to a lot of women. Now, of course, there's going to be some women that's going to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, that's my thing, and they're going to hop on. And that's the same for guys. There's always going to be, you know what I'm saying, a minority that may not essentially fit the bill on the masses, but some guys will still hop on, right? So I know that minority exists, but I think, you know, Vince is making a valid point. And I said, with a lot of this stuff, we got to be real. Yeah, we got to be real with a lot of this stuff, because at the end of the day, you know, to his point, the buyer, the pursuer, the purchaser, the assessor, that's where that value actually gets set. And I think that's the piece that we omit sometimes. And then, we ask ourselves these questions, why are dudes not coming along? Why are females not coming along? Well, it's like, we got to look back at ourselves like, hey, am I on point like I think I am? As a man, you know what I'm saying? If I'm out here, dating these young ladies, I know I gotta be on point. Like, I gotta do that. So I gotta put my, best foot forward. I gotta take it to some nice little spots. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to impress this young lady. I'm trying to sell what I'm bringing to the game. So I said, I think with a lot of this stuff, we got to be realistic about it and start keeping it real on some of these aspects. Let me get some more of these comments real quick. Let's see. Kenyatta said, let's see, we have to show up and beat. Oh, I think I got that one. Yeah, no, he's right about that. Let's see. Let's see. Ray Crib says 798 credit score, cash, and I cook, clean, and clean up good. I was saying I can do it too. I'm gonna leave that right there.
I'm not. So, yeah, like that's great. That's the thing. Like, it's okay that you can do it too. That's great. No one's saying that women shouldn't go out there and try to do something for them, like have a career or have something for themselves. Like, I would never tell you not to do that. Like, definitely do that. I'm just saying, prioritize your what you want your life to look like, though, not just one aspect of it. Like, prioritize your whole life isn't going to be your career, right? Your whole life isn't going to be those accolades that you can earn, right? Like, that's not going to be your whole life. So you have to make room for what's going to end up being your legacy. And your legacy is more than well, I reached this pinnacle in my career, or that's your legacy is so much more than that. You want a legacy that's going to continue to live on. And I guess I'm just saying that we should be, considering that. Like, it's okay if you can do the same thing, if you can pay the bill, if you got money, like your husband got money. All of that's great. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm also saying that at the same time, how do I want to say this? It's okay if you have it, but it shouldn't be a comparison. It shouldn't be a competition. It shouldn't be, I got it, so I'm going to hold it over your head. It shouldn't be, I'm coming to the table with the same thing. We not out here matching masculine energy as women for masculine energy. Like, well, we are, but we shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, when men give us the masculine energy, we're not supposed to give it back to them.
It should be a team effort. That's what it should be.
Yeah,
and I think that's what. Right. Right. I think that's what's missing, is that sometimes for some people, they're so like, oh, I got this degree and I got this and I got that. I got my own house. I got all this. And it's like, okay, that's all good. Thank you. I travel, all that's good stuff. But at the same time, it should be more when you're building when you're building with somebody, it's not fighting each other to see who's building fast or who's building. We should be building together. And sometimes I feel like some people like push, I have a degree, I have degrees, I have my 4 degrees, over, I'm married or I'm this and that and whatever. It should never be a fight. I think sometimes I get annoyed because it seems like this is fight amongst Black men and Black women, and we should not be fighting. We got enough on our shoulders being Black in this country at all, so why are we fighting against each other instead of working with each other, And it gets annoying to me. I will say that, and I feel like regardless of what degree you have, if you hustling, doing what you got to do for your family, you're doing what you got to do for your community, that's a beautiful thing. And we do not empower that enough within our community a lot of times. Right. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel that. So I got a question. I'm going to put this question. Let me make sure she ain't froze. I'm going to put this question to Janice. So she says she's been doing a lot of dating out here. So Janice, from what you see, who is more of the pee in the pool? Is it the men or the women?
What do you mean? Go in your room and close the door. What's the P stand for?
So the P essentially is who got the dating pool all messed up. So who's messing up the dating process in 2023? Is it more of the men or is it more of the women? What you seeing?
I don't know. From a men's, when I talk to men, I get their perspective. They would say the women, especially in the DMV area, they would say they move with education and money and blah blah blah. And then you get the men's perspective. I don't know. It's just, I think it's both personally. I think it's both. I think it's just a combination of both parties. I don't think it's just one party. I think it's a lot harder for men out here in the DMV because the women are killing it financially. So it's a little harder in the DMV because women are super educated. They're at the top. They're making a lot of money. So it's a little bit harder for the black man, I think, out here.
Okay, hold up. I got a question because you just said something. See, hold on. Let me ask this question real quick, Vince, because she just said something I don't like. So you said that the women out in the DMV are killing it. So it's harder for the black men. So why does that feel like we acting like the black men not killing it?
DMV is it's just what it is. It's not like I'm making up something. It's just what it is. I'm not saying black men aren't killing it. It's just what it is. Black women are a little bit, think about it statistically, how many black men go to jail, how many go, it's just the pool is going to be different because of other stuff.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
I'm not saying black men aren't killing it. I'm just saying in the DMV, it is known, just like DMV Dallas area is known for black women doing really good. There's just certain areas where black women are killing it. And that's just what it is. So it might be a little harder for the men. That's all I'm saying. I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking for the other woman.
But see, that don't sound right. So just because the black women are quote unquote killing it, why does that have to trigger a problem in the dating pool? Like that don't make sense.
I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking for them. So make sure I say that. So let's say a lot of these women, I don't have this stuff, but they got like Louis Vuitton purses, Chanel's, and blah 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 blah. They got all this expensive stuff, right? And this man want to date her. She want to take him out. He can't take her to no cheap restaurant. He can't. A lot of them, they don't want to buy no Louis Vuitton purse, which is nothing wrong with it. What the men don't want to do is not wrong with it, right? I'm not speaking for me. That's all I'm saying. But a lot of, women like money.
What?
A lot of women like money. Okay, even in other cultures, when they marry off their wife, they marry off their daughters. They don't marry their daughters on the street. They marry their daughter off to the ones that's gonna have an education and make money. That's just what it is. Women like money. Okay. So,
Vince, go ahead, Vince. I know
I've heard the same thing in DMV.
Johnny,
like money.
I've heard the same thing about DC.
Profession he's in. Vince know that.
Mm-hmm.
Janice has just proved my point.
What I say?
I know.
Vince, you spoke on this before.
Okay, this is why. I'm gonna explain it to you. Women make money for them.
Okay.
Men make money for them and their women. The reason why it's hard is because a woman don't want to be equal. If she got money, then it shouldn't be an issue. If she see a man she like, he can't afford to pay on the first day, she should pay.
Right.
If she got the bigger house, he should come live with her. She got the nicer car. She should be able to drive his car.
That's what you're gonna teach your daughter on the first date. If he can't afford Denny's, you pay for it.
That's what men do.
Child, you going?
Exactly.
We're not going to Denny's.
You just proved my point, Johnny. That's my point. That is exactly.
We're not going to Denny's. I'm sorry.
That is exactly what my point is.
If you can't afford Denny's, matter of fact, I can just dating your tax bracket. That's how I feel.
But you just proved my point again. You just proved it. If you want to date in your tax bracket, those men want something, and what they really want more than anything else is something good to look at.
Just dating your tax bracket. That's what everybody.
Because if a man, but see, the problem is, even in the outward world, most women who make a subsorbent amount of money can't date their tax bracket. Name me any woman who married a man that's famous or that we would know that's in her tax bracket. Most of them date under because the men that are in their tax bracket want something that they don't offer. So that's my point.
Attention, usually.
Whatever it is, they don't offer that. So you just proved my point. There is no equality. So my thing is, if you want a man that can do all that, then you got to give them what they want. If a man want a woman, you got to give them what she want. That you just actually proved my point, because if there was no gender roles and no, then it shouldn't matter. If you made 90 and he made 40, if he a nice guy, if he did, this shouldn't matter, because your money should be your money. But it's not. Your money is your money and his money is your money.
Well, I was just speaking for the other woman. I just got rid of a broke one.
That's how you are.
I just got rid of a broke one, and I will never date a broke one ever again in my life. I'm not.
So 40,000. Okay, 40,000.
No,
$40,000.
No,
$40,000.
I got 2 kids. My rent is $2,300. What I'm gonna do with $40,000? No.
Men, okay. Well, men do it all the time.
That's their problem.
What you saying?
What I tell you, Vince, I'm just gonna give me a white man pretty soon. That's all I'm doing.
Oh, come on.
You don't think they want something too? You don't.
They gonna appreciate all this. Look at Chloe. Look at. No, black men, y'all want us to have big booties, have big breasts, have a small waist, cook, clean, make money.
That's not true.
Your mama. No.
Okay, Janice, you see, I seen Janice.
My drink.
I vacation every 3 months. I've been everywhere. I haven't been, and most of these men who are married ain't married to these big butts. You know what these big booties walking with? The other friends that got big
girls.
They be cheating with the big booties though. Let's not get it twisted.
Oh, now we not me.
She just moved the goalpost. She just moved the goalpost.
Oh my God!
Let's
not move that goalpost.
So I gotta circle back. I gotta circle back. I see. So see, this is what I'm saying. So I'm glad I asked that question. So I think this is a lot of our problem, right? So I know Janice was not speaking for herself, personally, right? But the sentiment that she shared, I think that sentiment is shared with a lot of, with a substantial amount of ladies today. And I think that is a part of the problem and some of the breakdown that we're seeing in this dating pool that we keep talking about, right? So we got a young lady who feels like because she makes a certain amount of money, then now it's like she's above these men. But at the same time, some of the other features of this lady are not at this level where essentially some of these other features of this woman do not match the level of money that she's generating. But she will inflate herself because she makes a lot of money. And see, that right there is a problem. Like I said, it shouldn't mean just because a woman in a certain demographic is making a certain amount of money, then that should not just automatically trigger a problem with men. Like I said, these men are still generating the amount of money that they're generating. So why is it because a woman is making a certain amount of money, then does that now become a problem? Like, see, that doesn't make sense. That's a problem in itself. And then at the same time, because we will say that these women are quote unquote or leveled up or they winning, then all of a sudden that just means that the man is losing all of a sudden, but this guy is still making 200,000, $250,000, whatever he's making. So I'm hearing all type of issues up in that thing. That's causing a lot of this. Go ahead.
Can we go to the history of why women have migrated to the way they are?
Okay, come on, let's go there.
I mean, when man was in rule, women were getting raped, molested. When y'all cheat, y'all lead to a whole nother wife. No. If you look at the history, let's not act like men are the greatest thing on earth. Okay,
go ahead.
No. We're not gonna act like men are the greatest thing on earth. Okay.
So first of all, nobody said that.
Our rapes, our molestations, our school shootings, our murders are predominantly men. Let's just be honest. Statistics. So let's not act like men are just the greatest thing on earth.
Nobody said that, but okay.
So what I'm saying is, during this time, when men were in charge, they didn't treat women all the way right.
Men are still in charge. Men are still in charge. Like, I don't understand this.
So what
Like,
I'm
men are
saying
still in
is,
charge.
but what I'm
Like, men
women
are still in charge. Men still out earn women. Black men still
I
out earn women.
understand
Like, I
that.
don't know where
But
these statistics
what
are
I'm
coming
saying
from.
is, men can't get upset the way that women are changing. There's a reason why women had to do the things that they're doing now. There's a reason why women had to join the workforce. There's a reason why women have to work so hard. It's because they lost that trust in men. Even, I mean, look at my granddaddy. He had a whole nother family around the corner. Like, at some point, what you want a woman to do? Go. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong. I get the issue. I really do get the issue. But men had to do something differently also, because a lot of this migration to where women are trying to be independent and work, it's a lack of trust for a man to support them and just be there for them forever. Not leave them for a whole nother woman or a younger woman or have babies outside the marriage. I still got uncles and they still be having babies outside their marriage. Like, you is 60 years old. What you doing?
I mean, I get that, but I guess for me, like, here's the thing. Like, I'm not disputing the fact that men carry out crimes or anything like that. I still feel like that's moving the goalpost. Like, I wish we could stay on like a little bit more focused on what we're talking about, because what happens is what the word they like to use, it conflates the conversation, it conflates the argument. Like, we got to stop doing that. Okay, so men are not the greatest thing in the world. Nobody has said that. Women are not definitely in power, nor are they ruling. That's not true. Women are not out earning men. That's not true. I just looked up the stats, especially for the DMV or DC or Washington, Maryland, Massachusetts, whatever you want to say. And Black women still on average, because you're talking about an above average woman, just like we're talking about an above average man. Women still on average are still earning that same $40,000 to $46,000 on average. Actually, the article that I was just looking at said that the progression of wealth that's happening in the DC area and the DMV is leaving Black people behind.
Yeah, it's white men. I just said that. No, white
average. On average. So we're talking about the Black community. So let's just talk about it. Like, at the end of the day, it's not that the woman can't make money. It's not that she can't be successful and she shouldn't be deemed for that. The problem is the mindset. What we see when a woman comes to the table with her own this and her own that, and I've been living with myself for 40 years and I got this and I like to do this and I go here and I vacation here and girls trip and sorority life and this, that, and all of that, is there's no room. You have built a life for yourself that's so fabulous that there's no room for a man in it. So any man that you're going to entertain, he gonna have to be this top with a cherry on top and some whipped cream but let's just be honest, a lot of y'all ain't that. Y'all not that. So you're not even asking. Let's talk about the idea of dating in your income. How about date in the realm of the possibility of what you are qualified for? Because your money alone will not qualify you for all of these things that you're asking for. Let's just be honest about. We live in the real world. It ain't nothing wrong with a woman coming to the table with money, baby. Have your money, have your success, have a career, make a name for yourself, baby. I'm not going to tell you never not do that. But at the end of the day, when it changes your mindset to the point where you can no longer live in your femininity because you feel like you got to match his masculinity with a masculine energy, then you lost, because it's no balance there. And what it's doing is it's making Black women angry, combative, uncooperative. You're not friendly. Period. And y'all was mad when Kevin was saying this to y'all. And I'm not talking to the women on the panel, I'm talking in general. Y'all was mad when Kevin was saying this to y'all. But it's true. You're so I just watched the video earlier of a man. She paid this man to help her figure out how to date better. When he tried to help her, she was combative with him. It's like, you paid this man for this service. It's like, you're not going to sit up here and absorb it. No, you know why? Because I am this, I am that, I have earned this, I deserve that. And nobody's ever going to tell you to settle. But at the same time, can you be more realistic about really where you are in life? Who you really should be going at? Who at this point in your life, can you actually get? Let's just be honest. We're not talking about your value as a person, because your value as a person is sky high. We're talking about your marketplace value. We're not talking about your value as a person. You are valuable as a person, but we're talking about your sex appeal, your dating, marketing, value. That's what we're talking about. And women are out here valuing themselves really, really high. And I'm not saying men, some men aren't doing it too. But at the same time, a man is valuing himself by different criteria. He might value himself higher because he makes a certain amount of money. You know why? Because he's going to have to, he can't get you without it. That's why he's using that to value himself, because he can't get you without it. A broke woman can get a man. A broke woman can actually get a six-figure making man. But a broke man cannot get no good woman. He ain't gonna be able to keep her. How about that? If he get her, he is not gonna be able to keep her. And that's a fact. So what we're doing now is we're placing value on one side where we shouldn't, and there's no balance. And if we want to talk about how we got here as a society, because it's not men against women, how the Black community as a whole got here, yes, there has been some, we already know there's some crappy men out here. But at the same time, we're not going to act like all of the systemic things that have happened in America, especially in the Black community, didn't actually happen. We're not going to act like welfare didn't come in and take men out the home. And a woman couldn't get a check to help her feed her family if a man was available or if a man was there. We're not going to act like that. We're not going to act like.
I'm just saying, you moving the goalposts.
When they ushered in that system, you had women hiding men.
No, I get it, but you moving the goalposts because you had.
We're not gonna act like I've mentioned this in the past show. We're not gonna act like women first entered the workforce the way they did during Donovan helped me.
War. A lot of us during
the war.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna act like that. And then when the men came back, the women was like, we not this work stuff. We not.
Yeah, they got some freedom. They got some freedom.
Right?
Some what?
Some freedom.
Oh, come on.
So I'm not even gonna touch that because I don't really adopt any feminist values or ideas because it's trash. For me personally, that's just my feeling. Not judging nobody.
I know freedom is feminist.
I don't really adopt feminist mindset, so it's trash. I don't personally think that women are I don't feel like women are oppressed the way they claim they are oppressed. Like I don't feel like that. And to be completely honest with you, from my personal opinion, feminism is a white woman construct. And unfortunately, Black women got.
I was just about to say that.
Feminism is a white woman construct. They had a problem with their white men. They had a problem with their money. They had a problem. That was that. And they needed Black women to help push the cause. So they loop Black women in on that, and like we always do, we push that thing right on through. But in any case, so I'm never going to really speak to feminism because it's trash. But as far as
I'm gonna go to Vince next.
As far as the conversation about us making it seem like men single-handedly deconstructed the relationship between Black men and Black women because of cheating and that kind of thing, I think that's kind of like, that's not a full truth. That's not full truth. I'm not saying that those things didn't happen, but we missing a whole lot of context.
I see it's both. I see the full picture of both sides of both what you ladies are saying. I see that, back in the day, Black women or just women in general didn't have as many options as we do now. I do see that. You saw Big Mama who stayed with Grandpa, and Grandpa had a whole family across the thing. They married 50 years, but she struggled. She had, she stayed with him because she had no options. Women didn't even be able to get credit cards till the 70s, or get bank accounts without their husband's permission until the 70s. So I can see where she's saying. I also can see where Chloe's saying. where the whole feminism movement really wasn't for Black women. We've been working, we've been hustling, we've been taking care of our families. It wasn't for us. And they always, I'm not gonna go there. That's another show. But
Go there. Okay, another show, Nina. Let's
that's a whole other show.
come
That's a
back
whole
next
other
week.
show with the feminism. That's a whole other show. But I see both sides of it because I've seen both sides of it. When I see the older people where women really, men was beating their butt back in the day. They could not leave. They could not leave. They had no options to leave. You know, and also it's just I see all sides of it. I see where the government came in. I can see where drugs came in. I can see where welfare came in and destroyed the Black community. So that's a whole other show we could talk about next week if y'all want to go there.
No, that's another one.
I did not say feminism. I don't know where that word came from, Chloe.
We got you, Johnny. We got you, Johnny. Let me go to Vince. Go ahead, Vince. Go ahead, Vince.
The thing that I don't understand is that we have this narrative like Black women couldn't work. Black women was out in the fields with us.
Facts.
They was standing side by side with us picking cotton.
Working at home.
The first Black millionaire was a woman. So I don't know where we get this Big Mama stayed because how about Big Mama stayed because she wanted something better for her family? Because if we look at it right now, what's the difference? Yeah, okay, y'all leaving one man, going to another one, going to another one. Your kids they don't have one daddy. They got daddy, they got stepdaddy, they got boyfriend, they got trauma, they got this, they got that. And has domestic violence gone down?
No.
I see boyfriends killing their girlfriends every day. Right. I see boyfriends killing their girlfriends' babies every day. So let's not sit up here and talk about things have gotten better. Because have anybody ever asked Big Mama why she stayed? Big Mama usually stayed because she wanted her husband in the house with her kids. But see, now women can make a check and they feel as soon as they are happy, because believe me, most of these marriages not ended because a man is beating a woman in the head with a hammer. Most of these marriages ended because we grew apart. I'm not happy no more. He ain't doing what he used to do. He used to take me to the buffet, and now we don't go nowhere. Women are filing for divorces. Men are not leaving. So they just keep it. And let's say, how about now? It's accountability across our boards because Black men have been taking care of babies that ain't theirs for generations. Big Mama, we don't know. You can have 5 kids, but one of them don't look like everybody else. But Big Daddy just said, I'm gonna treat them all the same. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about them kids that Big Mama was feeling a certain way and she wouldn't. So let's just be honest. Let's just give accountability all the way. I get so tired of people talking about men still having families all across the street. But you know what you don't got? No Social Security when he dies, so you'll be able to live between 65 and 85. You know what your kids don't got? A father in the home, because at the end of the day, we all gonna have challenges. We all gonna have issues. We thinking, what we going through, and I don't want my kids to see this. I asked my daughter the other day, and she said she didn't. I said, would have been better for me and your mother to try to stay together and try to work it out, and then maybe divorce when y'all got grown. Because that's what my grandmama told me to do. And I could never understood. My grandma, well, baby, why y'all getting divorced? Why can't y'all just stay together for the kids? Now, mind you, we didn't have no we wasn't abused, and it was just that we just wasn't meant to be together. Why don't you just stay together for the kids? It'd be better for the kids. And instead of my daughter, and I'm totally transparent, instead of my daughter seeing me going, issues with her mama, then 3 fiancés, girlfriends she don't get along with, other kids, and they gotta choose all this other trauma, when she could have just had me and her mama trauma at least until she was 18. Is that any better?
No.
Is that any better to see a plethora of men, men living with her mama, and then she got to put him out because he ain't that? Your kids is watching that. My kids don't even want to get married. My grown kids. They don't even see the value of marriage.
A lot of people are like that.
And
A
that's
lot of
why,
people don't want to get married. I
yeah,
know
they don't see
I'm
the value.
single. And the thing is that I've seen people who have beautiful marriages, love and the fight for it. But I've also seen some people who they don't need to be together. Period.
Mhm.
Period. Y'all need to go on different sides of the country and don't talk and be out.
Right.
So I see both sides of it. I'm divorced. My parents were divorced, but they got divorced when I was a senior in high school.
Mhm.
And, one thing I will say is that when I was 17, 18 years old, I didn't understand it. But as I've gotten older, oh, I understand it. Sometimes that happiness and that peace is priceless. And I get it.
So no, I get
So
that. I get that. So I got a question. Because yeah, this one got me a little concerned. I got a question. It's a question for the ladies. So I see we got a lot of ladies down in the comments, got ladies on the panel as well. So I got a question. So question to the ladies: what is more important to y'all? The money or the man?
can it be both?
I want it all. I'm not taking half.
I'm just saying, can it be both? I
Yes,
mean,
you should be able to get both. Yes.
No,
it's
that's not but that's the issue though. That's not what we
like,
seeing. So when a lady goes and achieves this certain amount of money, now she will tend to want to look at men differently. So she's not weighing those the same. She's not weighing those in the mindset of both. She's weighing it in the mindset of one or the other. So if I got this money, then these dudes ain't leveling up. But if I got this man, then this ain't a deal breaker for me. So that's why I'm asking the question. Listen, I want to know on some honest stuff. What's more important, the money or the man?
both.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna say both.
And I'm
Look,
not backing down off of that.
I'm gonna say both. I'm gonna say both. Just leave it at that.
It's
I
a good
think it's
question, good point
both.
right here. I like this comment. Let me get this comment, Nina. I want you to respond. She said, "The man, because if something happens to the money, then what?" There it is.
Divorce
All
them.
right, go
It's
ahead, Nina.
They
still
gonna divorce
oh,
them.
it's
That's
still
what's gonna happen.
I
They
think it's
gonna
still
divorce them
I think
because
it's
they not
still
happy no more. That's what's gonna happen. They gonna divorce them. Like they divorce
no.
most men. He not ambitious, which means he don't make enough money. We
Right.
started off, I was a social worker and he was a truck driver, but then I decided to go get my master's and make maybe about $20,000 more. Now I'm making
It's
what
that's
Truck drivers
80
make
and
a
he
lot of
making
money.
40. Now he's not ambitious enough because he don't want to own a truck driver company.
Truck drivers
And
make a
y'all
lot of
men
money.
is fine
They
being a
make a lot
truck
of
driver.
money. Truck drivers make a
they
lot of money. You shouldn't
they're
use them.
clearing 6 figures easily for truck
Right?
drivers, but
I done dated one.
I'm
um
just saying,
Clear it.
y'all
But
missing my point. Y'all missing my
no, but
point.
no, but
No,
what
hey,
I'm saying,
they
what
know
I'm
your
saying,
point, Vince.
and they
what
keep
I'm
their money
saying,
in their pocket because they on the road most of the time. Truck drivers are not the one to use.
Well, I meant a garbage driver. I didn't mean truck. I meant
Garbage man got good
okay, whatever it
benefits.
they
is.
got pensions, don't they? So,
Thank you.
Okay,
and
let me
I'm
ask
being
you ladies a
funny.
question.
I'm being
Men,
funny, but
okay, let
I'm
me ask
not.
you ladies a question. Men who make the type of money that you want, what do they want?
Big booty and
They
breath.
want peace. They
And what
want
else?
peace. They want to come home and have peace in their household. They want to come home to a companion. They want to come home to have comfort. They want to come home and all the ills of the world they don't have to worry about at home.
And do you
That's what
think
they
that
want.
most ladies give them that?
It depends. I can't answer that because I'm
No.
not in their home.
That's a no.
For me, that's my
That's a
goal.
no.
For me,
That's a
that's
no.
my goal. For me, that's my goal.
And you
Is
got
we
and my thing is this is the issue that I have sometimes is that like okay I'll turn it on me because people get I'm 5'6". I rate myself probably a 6. I'm a nice I'm a nice little guy, but when I go into a room I'm not they might look, but I understand I'm 5'6". I'm a short guy. I'm not good looking, but I'm short. I'm 50 years old. I'm not slanging and hanging like a 24-year-old. I understand that. So I have to understand what I bring to the table. See, sometimes ladies, not the ladies on the panel, but y'all want to move like a 25-year-old with a tight body who ain't got no kids. When the man that you want can get that. So all this, I'm not go. That's why a lot of not ladies on the panel, because I'm gonna be honest. My own mother, God bless her soul, she's deceased right now. She had the nerve to tell me, we was talking to me and my mother talked. My mother died maybe about 3 years ago. She was 68, living in a senior place. Oh, well, he gotta have this type of money. I said, Mom, do you look at yourself in the mirror? You're a 60-something-year-old woman who, I mean, really? Oh yeah, he gotta have this. He gotta have that. I said, well, why couldn't you just have an average guy? Just somebody to come over with you, walk around Palmer Park so you don't be alone. Y'all might can take a dinner down and walk in Belle Isle and go in the park. What's wrong with just somebody just to ride out your days with? Oh no, he gotta have this. And you know what she did? She died single and alone.
Right.
I had the same as my aunt. And you know what she did? She died single and alone.
Those are valid points, man. I think we're seeing more of that. So I mean, like I said, once again, this conversation is generating so many questions for me. Like ladies, is that a concern to y'all? Like, are y'all concerned about growing old by yourself? Like, does that thought ever cross your mind? I'm just keeping it a buck because I just want to know what y'all consider. You say no, Janice?
It's too many divorced men out here. All these men get divorced by their wives. I don't think it's the issue really out here. If you really want a man, a lot of these wives are leaving their husbands.
Yeah, I think a lot of times people don't understand being alone versus being lonely. And it's two different things. I know for myself, yes, I do want to have, my boo and when I get older, and that's the guy I make googly eyes when I'm 75, 80 years old with. But, like I said, I think that, you could be alone and be happy, but you don't want to be lonely. And lonely is when that's where a thing you have to think about being lonely. So
I get that. Okay. Yeah, no, I was just curious. Because I got to go back. Like I said, Janice done revealed a couple things tonight.
It's not
shout out to that white wine.
I don't think women really have an issue. There's a lot of men out here single. Just like you said, the statistics are a lot of women are divorcing their husbands. There's a lot of single men out here. It's not hard. There's a lot of men out here single and lost. And women too. And women too.
What's all this lost stuff you keep talking about?
That's a whole other show. Because I think a lot of times when people get divorced or not even divorced, but in long-term situations, they need to heal first and foremost. And people jump into these other situations and bring their bullshit bring their stuff from previous situations to the new situation. And they didn't take time to really look at themselves and figure out what went wrong, what was my part in it, and how do I resolve this so I don't bring the same crap into this next situation.
Yeah, and
that's something.
Question. That's what women. I always ask men that when they get divorced, and when they can't answer that question, just leave them alone. What was your part? What was your part in divorce? If they can't answer that question, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong, Vince? What I say wrong?
Come on, Vince.
Come on, Vince.
Let me get comfortable. What
I say wrong this time? I hope it was Nina.
This is my opinion. I think women have more of an issue with accountability than men. And I'll use me as an example. My first marriage, I married my high school sweetheart. I got divorced at 22, married at 20, stayed married a year. I was single for 25 years. So I've only been married for 4 years. So I understand about being single. I understand about being married. My wife was maybe the only woman that the first thing that came out of her mouth, not down the road, but the first thing was, I knew better. Mm-hmm. I can't blame my baby daddy because I knew better and I chose him. I said, a woman that takes accountability and ain't gonna blame him. Oh, he cheated. Why you get divorced? He cheated. Her first was, I knew better. I come from a mother and father. I knew he wasn't the one. I wasn't intentional. My feelings was hurt. So at the end of the day, I can't blame him for not being the man that I wanted him to be because he never was, and that was my fault. I should have chose better. So now I'm choosing better. And I knew from that point on, oh, this is my wife. I had never heard the first thing a woman said, well, why you get divorced? He cheated. He wasn't this, he wasn't that. But and the first thing is usually the truth. So my thing is, I think it's more with women, just like with Janice's point about why we've got here as a Black community. She said nothing about what women have done. She said men was abusive, men had families out. But what did women do? She said nothing about, oh, well, women was cheating, women was having kids outside,
Get her, Vince.
women were abusive.
Y'all
Just
percent
like
is still higher. You can do all you want to. Your percent is still higher than ours. Don't do that.
What you mean?
Y'all percent of murders, killings, molestings, raping is always gonna be higher than women. That's not even. We don't even have.
But you didn't. But
we don't
you
even have to
didn't make
Google
an
to see
accountability.
statistics on that.
Just like if somebody asked,
Can't make this shit.
Why didn't you get married? Why weren't you married?
I can answer that question. I don't blame it on my ex-husband. When I speak, sometimes I'm not really speaking for myself. I'm speaking for like the women that's around me. But I can answer that question, and I don't blame it on him. It was both parties. Like, I don't have no problem with that accountability. But that's
most women do. If you ask the general woman why her relationship don't work, she gonna blame it on her man.
Yeah, but I ask a man. Most men I ask, they blame it on their ex-wife. I mean, it goes both ways. I think personally, a lot of men I ask, they blame it on their ex-wife. I gotta hear that all the time. I be like, okay.
Well, maybe so. I think I am a little bit more honest than most.
Okay, so let me. Okay,
you could just say there is an accountability problem in the world today. How about that?
There we go, Nina.
No,
like
it's
Nina.
it's
both.
Are you a Libra, Nina? Because you like.
I'm a Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
See what I'm saying? They still gonna try to spread it around to everybody. Y'all think y'all slick? I'm catching all this. I'm catching all of this. Let me get this comic. So we got to get ready to get up out. It's like 10 o'clock. Let's see. Can y'all just say grown people know who and what they want out of a relationship. It's a lot of people, men and women alike, walking around acting their shoe size and not their age. Ooh-wee. All right. And shout out to my guy Winford. He said definitely an accountability issue. No, that is facts, man. Accountability, or that word is like kryptonite. Don't nobody want to own their stuff these days. Nobody want to own their stuff.
Right.
It is what it is.
I mean, like for what I do for work, I deal with adults every day who can't take their accountability of their own ish. Right. And so that's why when I say it's both. For some reason, and I think maybe it's because people did these participation awards. I don't know. People do not take accountability of their decisions in their life, regardless if it's financially, who they dating, whatever they do, because they always want to play this thing of the victim. Because as easy to play the victim, they actually say, you know what? Yeah, I messed up. It was me, all me. I did it. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm finding is that people do not want to take accountability for their own stuff. We've all made decisions that like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. Ooh, I dated that person. What was I thinking? We've all done it. And we all could go back and look at our dating lives, look at our financial decisions and say, I made some bad decisions when in my 20s. I made some bad decisions in my life and be accountable for it. A lot of people don't want to do that.
Yeah. I feel that. No, I feel that. I got one more question, like I said, then we're gonna get ready to start wrapping up. Like I said, we hit that 10 o'clock mark. But I got one more question. Ladies today, are they doing more dating for fun versus intentional dating?
For fun.
Okay. So I wonder, I figured that may be going on, right? So I wonder if that is also a part of the issue, right? So if we have a substantial amount of ladies out here dating for fun, right? So they going, in and out of these guys, going on these expensive dinners and whatever. I mean, do we not realize that will possibly damage some of these guys? Yeah, do we not realize that guys will get to a point where they will say, I'm out here just burning up a whole bunch of money, and these ladies not even serious about dating me, or they're not dating me with intention. They date me for fun, just to basically enjoy these dates and these dinners and whatever.
Free meals.
Yeah. So do ladies realize that they do? I'm gonna put it this way: do ladies realize that dating for fun actually will put pee in the dating pool?
It's both still, but I feel like if you're out here saying, like, I know for me, like I had a drastic change this past year, and most of the people who follow me on Facebook know this. So for
sure.
me, is that I have not been intentional. I have not really been like I'm dating, but I tell them, like, look, I'm not here for the real right now. Maybe in a few months, but right now, and I'm honest about it. I'm upfront about it. I talk to you and let you know this before we go out. So if we go out, cool, but I think what it is that some women, I'm not gonna say all, some women will act like they're looking for a relationship, but it's trying to get a free meal.
Right.
And I think that's where the issue is. And again, that's accountability. That fabulous word.
That's true. Now, I'm glad you said that. I said that that is true. All right, man. We gotta get ready to get out of here. We'll take some closing statements. So this show took off. This show took off.
I want you to try to be on the panel. I'll try and listen.
You know what? Like I said, this thing got hot. Like I said, I think the white wine was hitting. The cashews is hitting. Whatever else is over there. I don't know what's going on over there.
Goldfish crackers.
Shout out to the goldfish crackers. All right, I'm gonna take some closing statements. I'm gonna hit the ladies up first, and we're gonna get on out of here. Let me go up to I'm gonna go to Nina, to Janice, to Chloe, to Vince. We're gonna get out of here. Nina, you want to say anything in closing before we get out of here?
I think the biggest thing I want to say is, and I will say this is from my perspective, what I've gone through this past year, is ladies and fellas, we need to change what we're putting out in the atmosphere. If you constantly keep putting things out there like the dating pool has piss in it, it's full of piss and crap and everything else, what do you expect? What are you going to get? Piss, crap, and everything else. We have to start uplifting each other and stop pulling each other down and keep a positive presence. You keep putting positivity out there, it's going to come to you. And work on yourself in the meantime while it's waiting for it to come to you. So that's it. That's all I got.
Good. I appreciate that. Janice, you want to say anything?
Well, dang, Nina, I was taking notes and everything. You just. Thanks, Nina.
You're welcome.
This is just Johnny's personal opinion. This is not backed up by anybody else. Okay. I personally think the dating pool is great. Personally, as Vince would say,
stop the cap.
It's great. I don't live in Michigan. DMV is great. I meet a lot of great guys. Okay, a lot of great men. I don't want an average man because like Vince say, I work out every freaking day. I go to work every day. I start businesses. I'm a good mother. I'm not taking an average dude. My dad was a great man. He wasn't an average man. So at this age, it might be a little bit harder to get a man that I think deserves me. And I meet a lot of great men. So if you have everything that you're supposed to have, you don't have to accept nothing less than what you want. And I'm not accepting nothing less. Vince. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say to that.
Why are you directing that at Vince?
Like women that I be the only black woman half the time in these gyms, like with my wig on. Okay,
that's the point right there.
And my makeup, Vince. Okay.
Wow, Vince. All right, let me go up to Chloe. Chloe, what you want to say in closing?
First of all, I want to say I appreciate the dialogue. It's so nice to have Nina back and have your voice. It's so nice to have Janice back and have your voice. I love sparring with Janice. Like it is so fun. It makes the show. I love it. So you guys, I love your energy, and I'm glad you guys are with us tonight. But honestly, like I might talk a lot, guys, but that's why I try to be quiet at the end, let somebody else talk. But no, really, like I just, man, I want us to win so bad that I get super passionate about this because I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of things that went into how we got here as a community. I get it, but I really just want us to start to figure it out. right? Because when we come together, we're so great. Like Black men and Black women, when we come together, we're so great. And I just want us to fix whatever this thing is that has us going back and forth with each other and we're mad at each other. I just want us to figure this out. I think we need to have conversations like this. I think that conversations like this help, because where else are we going to come and people are going to be honest and give their opinion and say what you need to say? I mean, and just be unapologetic about it, because we got to put this stuff on the table so that we can have a real conversation. And maybe, you know, once you're done sharing your opinion, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. And another person shares and we can kind of have like a meeting of the minds. We may not all walk away feeling the same, but maybe we can reach compromise, or maybe we can get to the point where we understand the other person and we can get past it. And so I feel like these conversations are important, because I mean, in 2023, y'all, let's just figure it out. Like we got these talking points, we got these insults we throwing at each other left and right. And meanwhile, you know, we have a whole nother generation that's coming behind us. And I'm like, we have a chance to fix some of these things, to address some of these things. So maybe they don't have to be the cleanup men and women for our stuff. You know, like this is so much bigger than just us and what we're going through in our daily lives. So I just hope we can keep coming back and having these conversations and being honest about it. And I think the biggest thing is, at this point, we all should be doing some self-examination, because there is not a person alive who does not have some changes that they need to make.
Facts.
No, that makes sense. All right, Vince, what you want to say in closing, man?
In closing, I just want to say again, I'm glad to see Janice on the paddle. Happy New Year's, and glad meeting Nina. I feel you, Chloe, and I think sometimes I might rub people the wrong way, because I'm very passionate about people. I'm a type of person, as if you tell me something, I believe it. If you tell me, hey, Vince, I want to buy a house, I'm going to say, okay, how's your credit? How's your income? Let's make a plan to get it done. I'm not going to sit up here and tell you to pray and manifest. I'm going to get a piece of paper and say, okay, how can we do this? If you tell me, oh, Vince, I want to be married, then I'm going to say, okay, then what do we, how can we get this done? And it's 5 or 6 years later, and you still talking about you not married. I'm going to say, well, maybe it's you. And I think that sometimes we need to put down our egos and understand where we are in life and what we need, and to understand what we really want. Because if you don't want it, just say you want it. I don't believe everybody needs to get married. I really don't. Especially if you already have kids and you're a certain age and you have a certain money. Yeah, probably some people do need to probably just stay single and date and go on your little trips, and you go back to your house, you go back to his house. And yeah. But I also understand that most men at a certain level, and I think that's the issue too. I think men want to be married, because men understand we can't have family without a woman. Even if we already have family, we can't have family without a woman. We can't have no kids without y'all. We can't have a legacy without y'all. And most men who make the type of money that you ladies want legacy, and that means they want family. So they will find a wife. Ladies will say, "Oh, it don't matter. It don't matter. Be single for 30 years and die alone." Men will go out there and find them a wife. They will settle, or whatever you want to say it. They will find them a wife and go on about their business, because they understand, you know what? I'm gonna need somebody to help to give me this insulin. I need somebody when I poop on myself to come change my diaper.
Now he got type 2 diabetes.
And that's
I'm sorry.
But that's the ending, though. That's
True.
the ending.
True.
The ending ain't always going to Jamaica and going to Aruba, and the ending is that. And most men understand that. They don't want to die in a little apartment alone.
Thanks.
So let's just think about that, and let's just go on,
I don't want the type 2 though.
Wow, here she go.
If I ain't got type 2, I'm not gonna take type 2.
But type 1's okay.
Type 1, you born. Type 1, you
high
born
blood
with. They
pressure,
can't
heart attack.
control
But
that.
That's
Type 2,
what most black people die of, Janice.
because
They die.
they don't
They
eat
do.
right and they don't work out, and I don't want that.
Okay. All right, Janice. All right, Janice. All right,
Look at
Janice.
this, nigga.
She know what she want. She know what she
I
want.
mean,
I can't be mad at her.
I was about to say she said what she said.
She
I
says
mean,
she know what she wants. She said, You got
That's
which
my-
one you got? You got the
that's
one.
my
Okay, you got the
boo
one.
I
hitting
say
Cool.
up.
type 1.
That's
You
my
know?
boo hitting up. Y'all see my boo there, don't you? And she want to
we-
get on the panel, but our baby will not let her be great.
We see Miss Williams checking in. Shout out to Remy checking in. She said he is always this real and raw. Now for sure, you know Vince gonna keep it a buck. Let's see. We had a couple comments. Remy said, "Guess that's why I married him." Hey everyone, happy New Year. God bless. Now we appreciate you checking in, Rippy. We appreciate you checking in, Remy. Let's see. And then Ray said, let's see, I'm there. Let's see. I have stiff person syndrome. My husband is the man. Exactly. Like I said, I'm going to say it like this, and then we're going to get out of here. I'm going to say it like this. I need ladies to shift their priorities. Yeah, I need ladies to shift their priorities. I don't know when this money took over the ladies. Like, I don't get it. I don't know when these Gucci bags and these Louis bags and all this stuff took over companionship. Yeah, like I don't understand it. And that's what I got a chance to hear tonight. Shout out to my girl Janice. She gave it to me real. That's what I got
I don't
to hear
have my
tonight.
one Louis Vuitton in my closet, but I will one day buy a rich man. I got you.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
You ain't got to be rich to buy Louis Vuitton.
No, I need a rich one.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? But yeah, real talk, ladies. I need y'all to reprioritize this money. This money is not going to listen. And I say this all the time. This money is not sustainable. It's not. Yeah, we got ladies out here valuing this money too much. And when these cats, I'm gonna keep it call it what it is. When these cats come through here and crash this economy, that money ain't about to be worth nothing.
It's coming.
ooh, talk about now. That's a show right there. That's
Ain't
a
it?
show that should happen.
So we need to get real. Yeah, we out here paying almost $9 a carton of eggs.
Ain't that
Like
right?
that money.
That's gonna be my new hustle. Bump drugs. Let me go on get some eggs. Shoot.
Yeah, like that money ain't no. I said that money is
Gonna
not
give you a chick coop.
sustainable. That money is not sustainable. And like I said, when stuff get ugly out here and you up at the crib, your best bet is gonna be, at the crib,
Eggs.
you need to be next to a man versus that money.
So eggs.
So we need to think about that and have some priorities around this money. This money does not overpower men. Yeah, we got to really think about that. But man, shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Shout out to all of the lovely ladies on the panel. Chloe on deck, Nina, Janice on deck. Shout out to my guy Vince representing as always. Shout out to Kenyatta. Let's see, she said watching the Real Housewives of whatever, right? shout out to my girl Kenyatta.
I watch Potomac.
Y'all see this? That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Remy checking in. Shout out to Ray Cribbs. Shout out to CC Powers checking in. Shout out to my guy Winfred checking in. Shout out to my guy K Palmer checking in. My guy Donovan. Man, shout out to IT Nicole in the building in the comments as well. Yeah, these comments go way back. Shout out to my guy Keenan checking in, dropping a comment. Man, this is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday night. We are live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. And then bring a friend. The next time you come check in with us, bring a friend with you. Hit that share button, hit that like. Help us spread the word. Help us grow the platform. Like I said, once again, we run from no conversations on this show. We're going to have to talk. We're going to buck it out, spar it out, do whatever we got to do, snack on some goldfish. It don't matter. But we're going to get down to the bottom of it, and we're going to move us forward. And that's what we're going to do. So, man, shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. This is Kandid Konvos. We will be back here next Wednesday at 8:30. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we'll catch you guys next week.